Guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day, and welcome back to the mods marathon for the 7.3. Now, I've been doing these mods all together, but I'm uploading them separately into different videos just to be more organized. And for somebody who wants to do just one particular mod, they don't have to watch, all these mods together. They can just click on that and just watch it, and they'll get an idea of what they need to do and how to install it. Now, in this video, we're going to be doing the high pressure oil crossover from Riff-Raff. This line will connect both heads together, and that's going to improve the oil flow to pretty much each head, and also it's going to improve the oil flow to the injectors. It's going to help it idle smoother, it's going to work better, and hopefully improve the 7.3 even more and be more reliable. Now, I bought this oil line from Riff-Raff. Like I said, I bought a bunch of other things from them as well, and I always love their quality, and I figured it might as well pay a little bit extra more and get the best quality and know that it's going to be fitting 100%. And if it doesn't for some reason, I'm pretty sure they're going to back up their product, replace it, and take care of you with no problem. Now, this line can actually be installed without removing really all the intercooler piping, all that stuff. It's basically going to mount. There's a bolt in here that needs to be removed, and a bolt on this side, and then you run the line behind there underneath, and then you pretty much bolt it down here and then in there, and then you're good to go. That's the easier route, but I don't know if it's going to be, it might sound easier, but actually it might even be harder. It's up to you what you want to do. It might even be easier to remove this pipe, just this side, because it's a lot harder to get down there than it is over here. But in my case, since I'll be doing quite a few mods at the same time, I'm actually going to be removing this pipe, that pipe, the spider, intake, turbo, and all that stuff. And that's going to be a lot easier to show you guys how it goes in. That way you can see how it goes in exactly, and then you can decide on your truck if you want to kind of bolt it down from the back of the pipe right here. And then on this side, you can just remove the intake if you want to, and that's going to make it a little bit easier to tighten here. It is doable. It's just a little bit awkward. Like I said, in my case, I'll be doing a few more mods at the same time, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and remove all this stuff and do the crossover line, and then other mods as well. I'll be uploading other mods in separate videos, but in this video, we're basically gonna be concentrating just on the oil crossover line. And so the first thing we need to do is remove all this stuff on top, all the pipes. Like I said, you don't have to, but in my case, I need to remove it anyways. So I think it'd be a lot easier to show in the video. And also I'm gonna get a better angle on showing you exactly how the crossover line goes, and then you can decide if you wanna remove all this stuff or not, and to install the cross line. All right, let's go ahead, remove all this stuff on top that we don't need, and get this crossover line done. Alrighty, let's go. And it's gonna go like that. You will see how it sits with the pedestal in there and with the turbo in there, and then you'll see as I'm installing the spider and the pipes and all that stuff. So that's going to be give you an idea of if you can access it from your point of view. So what I'm going to do is remove the bolts right here, which is this one and that one on this side. I'm going to remove those, and the fitting itself, the bottom one, you got to remove the bottom fitting, put that into the head on that side, and then this one on the other side. So the bottom one, as you can see, has an O-ring, and that goes in the head at 25 pounds. You don't have to over tighten it, because obviously you don't want to mess up the O-ring, and you want to put some oil on here or some diesel, and then you put that into the head. And then this side is a compression fitting. So this one, when you're tightening this one, you actually want to hold this one in place with what is that? I think it's an 17 maybe. Now I believe this one's a 16 millimeter, and this one's going to be 18. So you want to hold this one in place because you don't want to over tighten the bottom one while tightening the top one. So you hold this in place and then tighten this. Not crazy tight, but obviously it's a compression fitting, so you tighten it pretty good. And this one is O-ring, so you don't want to over tighten this one so the O-ring doesn't get squished out or ripped or whatever. So it basically has to be flush with the head. So once it's flush with the head, then it's good to go. You don't have to over tighten it once it's flush. So let's go ahead and install the fittings, and then install the top the pipe section, and then we'll see how she sits. All right, so I went ahead and removed this bolt on this head right here, and some oil was coming out, so I put a little cloth in there. Let's put some oil on the O-ring right here. Yeah, like on this head, there's actually more oil, seems like, than the other one. So okay, I think it started. And now I got my torque wrench, and let's put that on 25, and let's see where 25 is. Let's see, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There you go. So that's good. Remember, you don't want to over tighten these guys, because the O-ring will start cracking and ripping, you know, all that stuff, and then you're gonna have leaks over here. And let's do 25 on this one. All right, so we got 17, 18, 19, 21, 23. Okay, there we go. 25. So that's good. Definitely I can feel like I can tighten them more, but like I said before, it's an O-ring. You don't want to over tighten them. All right, so the line, when it goes in, the bend right here, this bend should be on the driver's side, because there's going to be a pedestal and a turbo, and the turbo, that's what it has to clear, the turbo. So I'm not going to tighten this one all the way. I'm just going to put that in, because when I'm going to be putting the other parts in, I want to make sure that this is not going to be in the way for the install. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put the pedestal back in, and I'm actually going to clean the pedestal because it's really dirty, covered with oil and all that stuff. So let's get that cleaned up, install it back in. I checked the O-rings. The O-rings are good. Yes, I should replace the O-rings, but I'll be doing that when I'll be doing the pedestal delete with the valve and all that stuff. So that comes with the new O-rings. So we'll be doing that later on, but for now I checked the O-rings, they're all good. I'm gonna lubricate them a little bit with some oil, and that should be nice and tight. Now I can go ahead, put that in place like this, but let me show you with the spider on. So yeah, with the spider on, the only thing that would be in your way is intake here, and even the intercooler pipe on this side would not be in the way. As you can see, you loosen that, you get it removed. This one can be easily tightened in here, and so is that one. That can be easily tightened in there as well. So the oil crossover is an easy mod to do without removing, honestly, anything. Since my spider is not installed, I'm gonna remove that. It'll be a little bit easier to tighten. And you can see the bend right here. This is the bend that needs to clear the turbo. You wanna make sure this is on the driver's side. So now I'm gonna go ahead and, since we torqued the bottom fitting into the head, we're just gonna keep it in place. And then the top section, that's a compression section, so we can just give that a good tight pull a few times, and we should be good to go. There's no way to get a torque on this one, but as long as we don't over tighten the bottom one, we are good. One more time and we're good. All right, that's good. timer, we're good. We're good to go. The oil crossover, let me show you the oil crossover right here. This guy right here, as you can see from here, you have plenty of access if you want to do, just remove the intake on this side and you're good to go. And on this side, the fitting would be really hard to get into the head if you don't remove this intercooler pipe. So if you remove just this intercooler pipe and the intake pipe, then you'll be set to go. All right guys, and the oil crossover is done. I showed you guys how much easier it is if you just remove the intake and the intercooler pipe on the passenger side. It is doable. If you don't, it's just going to be a little bit harder to do. So that's done. The oil crossover is done. Now I gotta go ahead and reassemble everything in the engine. Yes, in the video it does look like it's done, but that's going to be next video, reassembling everything, cleaning everything, installing, making sure everything's good, connecting all that stuff. So that's going to be the last video and then she'll be done. So guys, if you're new on this channel, please subscribe and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.